So we're going to now, I'm going to ask Liz to talk to you. So Liz, our wonderful Deputy Principal, very experienced member of St Patrick's community, to talk to you further now about the transition program for the children.
Sure. Hello everyone and welcome, especially to our new families. You're very welcome and we're really looking forward to meeting you all, and we're sorry that tonight is not face to face, but there's little we can do about that. We've had a number of questions about that, about, you know, why aren't the kids coming in and can they come in, and certainly that is our hope that somewhere between now and the end of the year we'll get permission to allow the students to come in, even if it's in quite small groups. We'll take whatever we can get, really. So if they allow us to bring in 10 children at a time, we'll try and facilitate that. In the meantime, we'll run the Tuesday afternoons, but even based on feedback from parents so far, we've decided that we'll run those Tuesday afternoons in 2 half sessions so that it's not so many children all presenting at the one time. It's a little bit more personalised for them and certainly a little bit more personalised for us. So at some stage over the next 2 or 3 days, by the end of this week, I'll send out to all of you via email a Google Doc, and if you could select one of the 2 times, so we'll just split the Tuesday afternoon into 2 times, might be a little bit earlier and a little bit later, and just fill your name in with the one that suits you best. So it'll be a repeat session. If it transpires that you can't in fact make the earlier time, just come to the other one. It'll make it a little bit smaller, and hopefully we'll get to know a few faces and the students might be more comfortable to engage or interact a little bit in this smaller group. So we're conscious, as every year, but particularly this year, that some children might be feeling a little bit anxious about starting school, especially because they haven't been able to come in as yet. We're really cognizant of that, and we'll put lots of things in place to assure that they are settled and ready and comfortable. One of the prep teachers shortly will talk to about the hybrid kind of program that will happen in the morning, a more of an investigations kind of program in the morning, which is a bit more like kinder. School is a much more structured place than kinder is, but for our preps, they really lead the way. So if they need additional breaks, if they need more playtime, if they need an earlier playtime or a later one, we accommodate that. So we just read the children and what they need. Some of it's weather dependent. If it's particularly hot, we'll get them out early so they're not out in the heat of the day, things like that. So some of them may be anxious, and very often the parents are just as anxious, if not more so, than the children. So we take our lead from the children, although they're a couple of 4-year-olds, 5 and 6-year-olds. It's very much needs based, and we'll work around that and with you around that also. It's a bit similar to if you find that your child is, you know, getting particularly tired, just keep them home for a day. You know, we understand that some children need more rest breaks than others. Some will just fall asleep in the classroom also, and that's been known to happen. Not teachers yet, but it's possibly on the cards. So that's how we'll sort of start off the term. The transition sessions that they will come to on the Tuesday afternoons, the first 3 will be interacting with some of our specialist teachers. So our music teacher will teach a little song and some actions to go with that. There'll be a prep teacher there also doing something interactive with the children. Our librarian will virtually show them the library and talk about the library bag and read them a story and have a little chat about that. And our art teacher will do an art activity over Zoom with our preps, and so they've got something to take away also. So they're the sort of the first 3 sessions. After that, our prep teachers will work, if we're still remote, our prep teachers will work with the children on some various activities. Maybe we might be able to come into school by that time. That would be fantastic. And at some point, they really need to meet their buddies, and their buddies really need to meet them. It's the highlight of the Year 5 year, I think, finding out who their buddy is and making connections. It's one of the most precious relationships you can ever watch, and we just stand back and watch it happen. It's quite incredible. The Year 5s are just beautiful with the children, but it's very mutual. So we'll endeavour to make that happen live if we can, and if not, it'll happen online, but we'll certainly make it special for them as well. In terms of their class groups for next year, that's one of the logistical things, I think, that falls to the prep teachers and myself to sort that out. So we generally would have gone and visited them at kinder. That is a little bit trickier this time around, but we'll certainly communicate with the kinder teachers. They've known your children for the longest, so sometimes they have great suggestions about, you know, these children are really terrific together and support each other. Other times these two are frenemies and they might be better in 2 separate classrooms. So we'll take on the advice of the kinder teachers, plus any information that you would like to share with us. We're always open to any feedback. So you can email me at any time if you've got concerns about your child's grouping or about your child or their readiness, or there's no question that you know, just feel free to ask me anything at any time. I'm pretty available, so I'll respond quickly. And that includes over the Christmas break. You know, if something crops up and you've got some questions, don't hesitate. Just shoot me off an email, hear it from the horse's mouth, and then that might help you to help your child to settle a little bit more easily. In terms of other logistic things, just briefly, school uniform. I wanted to mention that in the middle of next year, we're introducing a new shirt for the boys and for the girls. So don't go overboard on buying too many shirts, because, and if you can get some secondhand ones, even better. We don't want you to be spending your money twice. So the new shirt will come in with the winter uniform. So that's about, you know, end of second term next year. So just be conscious of that. If you happen to go to PSW, they do upsell quite strongly. So just stick to your guns and buy less. You can always pop back and buy more if you need to. And the secondhand shop, which isn't open at the moment, but we'll put a link up for Kelly Heathcote, who runs our secondhand uniform shop. If you just say, you know, polo shirt size 4 or 6, she'll have a hunt for you and sort that for you. They're only a couple of dollars each, and that's probably a good way to go, at least for the second or third shirt that they might need. The other thing is, you know, the unit, we don't have a boys and a girls uniform per se. We have pants and we have dresses, but anyone can wear anything. If your child does not like to wear a dress, never wears a dress, and they would rather wear shorts all year, that's fine by us. Probably the one thing that we do try and enforce is the school shoes. So when you're buying school shoes for school, try not to buy black runners. They tend not to be as waterproof and they get pretty stinky. So an actual leather or leather look shoe with Velcro is a great idea, but that would be our preference rather than a runner, a black runner type of shoe. If you haven't bought it already, which I'm thinking you probably haven't. They're still growing pretty quickly. The other issue that I just wanted to raise with you, Sandra will show you how to set up Flexi Schools, which is the app that we use on our phones or our devices, where you'll get most of your school communications. You need to sign up to that reasonably quickly, because that is how you'll also receive your book list for next year. It'll be, rather than hard copy this year, it'll be emailed to you or attached via Flexi Schools. So if you don't have Flexi Schools, you won't get the book list, you won't know what's required. So Sandra will show you how to set that up if you don't already have it. And really that's a big priority one. It's free, it's there, but the teachers use it a lot. We have our school newsletter, which is for everybody, prep to 6, but if there's something specific for your grade or your grade level, it's more likely to come through Flexi Schools. So that's the one you really want to make sure you've got and that you're checking regularly. I think that was pretty much all from me. Sort of more logistic kind of things, but please, I'll jump in the chat box in a minute. If you've got questions, I'll answer them as I can, but don't hesitate to email me. I'll put a link for my email address. I'm on the website anyway, but very available to you at any time, or a phone call, whatever's easiest. Thanks everyone. Thanks, Jenny.
Fantastic.